Okay, this is round 4 of Floyd versus Larry O'Shields. We're going to continue the breakdown of Floyd's patterns starting right about here. All right, note Larry's head's over his lead foot. He's going to shift his weight from his lead foot to his rear foot and then snap out that jab. Now, for a quick comparison, chew on this idea. If this was Floyd with his head over his lead foot, I would be usually saying this. He'll do a rear foot step up, then push off that rear foot, lift this lead, and then snap out that jab, but not Larry. So once Larry commits, Floyd's going to step this rear foot back right here. And note, Floyd kept his weight on that lead foot. And also notice his shoulders are square, so he could throw this counter hook. Now Floyd's on the right side of his line. He'll do this little pendulum step right here. And then he's going to feint high with his jab, but then commit low. And let's go ahead and speed through this part to right here. So Larry's going to get to his lead foot, and Floyd won't intercept him crossing the line, which allows Larry to throw his leaping cross. And one more idea, watch how Larry pendulums forward off of this lead foot, while Floyd pendulums backwards off of his rear foot. And next, we're going to see Floyd pull this jab. Then let's get here. Now you can't see it here, but Floyd's going to get his head over his lead foot, bring this rear foot up, and then snap off his jab. Then I'll do a couple pendulum steps. And then second time, Floyd's going to throw his jab, but this time Larry's going to drop to the right side of his line. And then he's going to weave to this lead foot, and then he's going to spring off that lead foot towards his rear foot right here. Then I'll do it a second time, get to that lead foot, but this time he's going to throw his lead cross. Now let's get to the next spot. Okay, Floyd's looking to catch Larry's jab right here, but it never comes. Now, Larry's going to follow up with a rear cross as Floyd pulls to his rear foot right here. Now, Larry's on his lead foot. He's going to throw that leaping cross as Floyd shifts this rear foot back, pulling away from it. And now Floyd's far enough away to avoid this rear straight. And then let's get to this spot. All right, Floyd's going to get to that lead foot, square up his shoulders, and then fire off that jab. But what I want to do is focus in on Larry. So Larry's in his high guard, head over that lead foot. And he's looking to stay on that lead foot and either catch or block that jab and then counter jab. And then let's get to the next spot. So Floyd's looking to go second here. Larry will commit his lead. Floyd will pull and then come back with his rear straight. And then let's move through here. Now Floyd will step to his lead foot, do a rear foot step up, and then throw a lead hook to the body. And then note this forearm control, and then he's going to throw a lead hook that'll be caught. Now Larry's going to start bobbing off that lead foot, and then he's going to get under that second hook. And then we'll get to the next spot. Okay, Larry's going to get to his lead foot while Floyd gets to his rear foot. So check this out. They'll both pendulum. Larry pendulums forward while Floyd pendulums backwards. And Larry's going to throw his cross and Floyd's going to parry it right here. And then they're going to continue, and the second one is going to be blocked on the lead foot right here by Floyd. Then let's buzz through this section. All right, Larry's going to throw his jab cross, and Floyd will parry the jab on his lead foot and then pull the cross. Now, since Floyd's on his rear foot, he's going to come back with a rear uppercut. And then right here, Larry's going to throw his leaping cross, and Floyd's going to pull to his rear foot, bringing his hook with him. And then he's going to come back with his rear cross. And then let's move to the next spot. So Larry's going to throw his jab rear cross as Floyd pulls, drops, and then pendulums away. And then let's keep this train moving, and we'll get right here. Now Floyd's going to step on that lead foot, bring this rear foot up, and then throw a lead hook to the body. Now he's going to double up that pattern, and notice he completely whiffed on that hook to the body, which put him on the right side of his line, head over his rear foot, which allows him to pendulum away. And then let's speed it up again. All right, another quick one. Larry's going to drop, weave to his lead foot for a leaping cross. But watch as Floyd stays on that lead foot, shoulders square, to get off this lead hook. And then let's go ahead and cruise again to here. Okay, this is neat. Check out Floyd. Both arms are fully extended. If there's something we can learn from this, it's the fact if you're controlling your opponent's hands, they can't hit you. So Floyd starts waving his hands as Larry gets to this lead foot. And note, Larry covers with his rear hand while attempting his leaping cross. Now, Floyd sprung his trap. He's going to throw his lead hook and then follow up with a rear uppercut. And let's go ahead and get to the next spot right here. So Floyd's on the right side of his line. He's going to push off this rear foot, lift his lead, and throw a rear cross to the body. Now, he could have thrown a heavy lead hook here, but instead he uses that lead hand to control and get back to his rear foot. And then next, we're going to see Larry throw out his jab as Floyd pulls to his rear foot. Now, Larry's going to throw his rear cross. Floyd stayed on his lead foot as long as possible to set the trap for this lead hook. And notice the hold right here. He's going to come back with a rear uppercut, rear straight, and then rear hook. Now, he switched to a southpaw right here. So he's going to throw his jab, rear hook, lead hook to the body, then head. All right, Floyd looks to catch this jab. He's going to pull the cross that doesn't show. Then he's going to roll back to his lead foot for the hook that never comes. Then he's actually going to roll the cross and then come back with a rear uppercut, then rear hook, then lead hook to the head, then looks for the body. Now both Larry and Floyd are going to come down on their lead foot, but Larry's head is over that lead foot while Floyd's is on the right side of his line. So Larry's going to snap out a jab as Floyd looks for the rear cross, and Larry caught him. Now Larry's going to follow up with the rear cross while Floyd throws his lead hook, then rear hook. Now when Floyd gets caught, he tends to go in his high guard. So he's going to block that jab and then block it again, pull that rear cross, catch the hook on the lead foot, and then pull the final rear cross. Okay, Larry will throw his jab and then the rear cross to the body while Floyd gets caught on that first beat, and then he's going to pull to his rear foot on that second beat. Now, Larry got to his lead foot. He's going to throw a leaping cross as Floyd looks to parry off of his lead foot. And then let's go ahead and run this a little bit to right about here. So check out the rear foot step up from Larry. He'll push off that rear foot, lift his lead, snap out his jab, while Floyd looks to meet him on that lead foot with a rear hand parry right here. Now Larry follows through with a rear cross as Floyd pulls to his rear foot. And then let's go ahead and buzz through this. Okay, we'll get to the final clip. Larry's going to throw his rear cross as Floyd waits on that lead foot and times him with his hook as he pulls to his rear foot. Then he'll follow up with a rear uppercut. And then, yeah, let's buzz through the rest of this. And yep, that's it. Round 4.